Hello, welcome to the Philosophical podcast. I'm your host, Dave Jordan, and today I'm joined by Lou.
Hello.
And Luca.
Hello.
No Eamon today, unfortunately. He had some time off. Well, he had some overtime, actually, not time off, the complete opposite of that. So he couldn't make it tonight. But yeah, today we're going to be covering lots of the anime news this week. There's actually been quite a lot compared to the other weeks we've had recently. I'm going to talk about some subjects, mainly to do with, One Piece Chapter 1000. Obviously about, well, I'll start off the news with that, actually. It being confirmed about Oda going on break from issue 1, which I think is the issue after the next one. Because Shonen Jump resets every year. And with that, it basically confirms, unless Shonen Jump makes something special or he does something special, that he cannot reach Chapter 1000 before the end of the year, which is a shame for him. But it's better that he's in good health, kind of thing, obviously, and making the best content he can. So it is what it is. But we thought we'd have a little discussion later on about how much about how our predictions for it and stuff, because I've seen so many people talking about it on Twitter and stuff, so I've got plenty of stuff to go on about. But
I've got a good theory.
Yeah.
Joke.
So we'll discuss that later. But yeah, onto the news anyway. What should I start with? So I'll start with actually what I just saw, or like what I just reminded myself of, was Code Geass. So Lou, you watched Code Geass, right? You watched it together? No, they watched it together. You watched it before at uni, but no. Code Geass, I love that series. If anyone hasn't watched it, then please watch it. That's also at you, Luca. I know you got the ending a bit spoiled for you, but it's still a brilliant series anyway, even though it's one of the best bits, and whoever done that's a dick.
It was my brother.
Nah, dick. But
you lot even related.
I can't believe that shit, man. No, anyway, brilliant series. I love it. It's like 4th for my top of animes of all time. Love it so much. But they basically announced a new project for it, apparently being unveiled on December 5th. We don't know if it's anything to do with an anime. We don't know if it's anything to do with like a movie, a spin-off or anything. But any new Code Geass is always welcome, so I'm looking forward to it personally. Also, obviously, what was it? The My Hero teaser come out, as Lucas saw.
Yeah,
that looked nice.
It hasn't been all announced yet, but it seems like it's going to be for a third movie.
No, yeah. Well, since we're going basically through the news anyway, we're talking about loads like news headlines and shit. Let's just talk about it. But the the teaser basically had Shoto, Deku, and Bakugo in like the in those new fits. It looks new fit, or is Bakugo's the same? I don't know. I think it's new, right? Like slightly new.
Yeah. Well, Bakugo's is pretty much the same, but he's got like outfit. These like slimmer gauntlets on.
Yeah.
They're like blacked out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Deku's is just like black and green. It's pretty much the same.
Looks so much better.
Shoto's had the biggest change.
Yeah.
He's got like that cone around his neck.
Cone. Yeah, you sent me the picture of the dog from Up with the cone. Prime Shoto hater, boys. But no, to be fair,
it does look a lot better than his normal outfit.
Yeah,
though.
And honestly, I've seen so much fan art of people obviously doing it. It looks great. But
very cool.
But the Deku one as well, even like someone obviously you can't see the top bit, but they basically redone like Deku's costume all in that color scheme, like the black and green. And yeah, I do agree with people. It looks a lot better. I wish they'd done that from the start, honestly. These
artists are so quick. Like, the news gets announced, and then 5 minutes later, they've got like, a masterpiece already on
wallpaper
the timeline.
Straight up. Like, no, I know. I don't know how they do it so quick.
It's crazy.
But no, I really like the fits just from what we've seen so far. And it says something like the Three Musketeers, right? Or something weird like that.
Yeah. So, if you look at the uniforms as well, there's a badge on each of their arms, and the initials are WHA.
Yeah.
The most accepted one that I've seen is that people think it stands for World Hero Alliance.
Yep, that's what I've heard as well.
And that this movie is potentially going to be set during the Endeavour Agency arc. maybe like Hawks and Endeavour get the 3 boys, because we know that's when they were all together to go on like a Black Ops type mission, because Hawks is quite
secret undercover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So
he gets sent the missions that no one else really wants to take on, because they're usually
they're maybe a bit dirty. Or,
I've also heard some people talking about the idea of, because obviously it's World Hero Association, if we might get any foreign heroes potentially.
Yeah,
which would be
so
sick.
In the Vigilante series, there's a guy called Captain Celebrity.
People talking about that's probably why people talk about Vigilante potentially crossover in that film. But obviously, it's all theories so far, like theoretical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting. We obviously know nothing about it yet. We've only seen those 3 guys.
Yeah, it's like a teaser so far. I reckon jump tester.
If it is a film with just those 3, that's cool. But I would love to see some of the other students' costumes in the blacked out
True,
theme.
yeah.
I think that looks dope. I've seen an art of Kaminari's, and he looks so cool.
It looks so nice. I'd love to see Kaminari. Black and yellow, man. That's a fucking
goes hard.
That's
a
hard bit. What was it? Although to be honest, they got to stop focusing on these heroes, man. Needed a villain film pronto, honestly.
Yeah, imagine that.
A whole
that would have actually been ridiculous.
Especially after it would have been a nice continuing for Shigaraki in that last film when he killed the guy.
It's spoiled. Crazy because the last film was meant to. Horikoshi said the last film was probably the last one they would do because he didn't have any ideas for any others.
Yeah, but then I heard so many mixed things about that. So Horikoshi come out and said that, but then some of the studios and that were like, "Yeah, we're going to try and make a film a year or every 2 years or something." And I was like, "Fucking hell, that's a lot of films." But then some series do. Like One Piece has so many
well
films.
Received those though. The films recently.
Oh no, yeah, in Japan they've always been done well, and then which is obviously their main market. But then even worldwide now, because of My Hero, they're never going to stop making money.
Yeah. Some people are worried though because there was all that criticism over season 4 because the way it aligned.
Don't start.
Everyone criticised season 4, and they were all like, "It's because they did the movie."
No, but they criticised season 4, and there was nothing wrong with it. And then
I don't know. I don't know.
And then this man on Twitter, this guy turns around and goes, "Look at the sky. It's exactly the same in this shot as this shot." And it's like, my guy, it's the sky.
Wow. It's as if the sky isn't the same when we look at it at the same time every single day.
The clip's 5 minutes apart. He's like, it's
usually. If it's sunny, usually the sky is usually blue everywhere.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that be prepared, because if any scene in season 5 is just a little bit bit under quality,
so many people rip into people that do this because I'm not being funny. How good, it's one of the best adaptations in my opinion for an anime from a manga to an anime, right? I'm not saying the quality of the show, even though the quality of the show is very good. But as an adaptation, it's one of the best out there, right? You look at other series, man. It's even Bleach got that good an adaptation, and I love Bleach, right? But Pure Up didn't do it as well. But then you've also got look at fucking. I hate to always bring it up, right? But look at Tokyo Ghoul, fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
You could be so much worse, and
some of us are still recovering from the fact that they've done it dirty.
I've never been able to read it. But no, series like that, just series in general, right? That's I said, that's one of the best adaptations. That's not just good, that's a great adaptation. I'm not talking about good, because I'd say Bleach is good, but that is great. The thing that makes Bleach great, in my opinion, is the OSTs they added. But then My Hero has good OSTs as well.
Exactly.
I can't really.
As a My Hero fan, for any new people, I don't know if anyone is going to listen to this or not, but My Hero is my favourite series, and we should be blessed to have Bones doing the animation for it.
And it'd be almost like their flagship series. They really dedicated to it,
Exactly.
They've done it for so many years now. I'd love, this is what I've been saying to you, and I think I even said in some of the reviews and stuff. At the moment, Jujutsu Kaisen has been fucking incredible, adaptation-wise from the manga as well. At the moment, but we're only 7 episodes in, or 8 episodes in. But at the moment, it's on the level of what Bones was doing with My Hero, right? in my opinion. But I want them to stay. Like, it doesn't seem that easy now, but I hope they keep it like as their My Hero and their kind of flagship series for Mappa.
Like their main show.
Yeah, because it's so popular as well. Like, before it got the anime, it was popular. Now it's grown even more. And I'm seeing it everywhere. Speaking of which, like, even then, it was like Jujutsu Kaisen got the collaboration with Tokyo Tower today. And it's like, oh my god, I wish I was there.
Before we go into that,
sick.
one more thing on the movie.
The movie.
In terms of the potential of seeing, proper link up between Bakugo, Deku, and Shoto.
Yeah.
That's going to be insane. Like,
Nice.
like, yeah, if those three all go out together, yeah. Just think about that.
People were saying like how like the first film was pretty much Deku, right? Like with Deku with All Might. And then the second film was like Deku and Bakugo, and now it's Deku, Shoto, and Bakugo. Like, eventually you're gonna get the whole class. Even I'll jump to the villains.
I want to know when we can get a film with not the main three, and it'd be like Kirishima, Kaminari, and Tokiyami.
That's cool. That would be dope, but that's called an OVA, my guy. They're never getting a film.
Yeah.
I
wish things that will never happen.
I mean, the closest. Obviously, I don't have a record of every anime series, but out of the popular series that I've watched and stuff, the only kind of thing that happened was Bleach with Toshiro, but then Toshiro was number 1 or number 2 on like the popularity polls at that point, so it just makes sense.
For like a few running as well, wasn't he? He was like
he was always like almost. Well, I don't know about the end, but I think for most of it, he was like top 5 at the beginning, like all the way through, like halfway through about Ankara arc, and then Ankara arc, I think he was in top 1. So. He had a very cool design, a very cool power, isn't it? So, and Bleach is very like action based. So the person with the coolest looking powers, and like was always going to win those ones. But the meat fans unite. Huh?
Like, and the fact that he was a kid.
Oh yeah, I suppose that helps.
Yeah. Like
the prodigy side does help. I could get into that all day, but I'm not going to start that. I love Toshiro's.
This is a debate for another day.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, Jujutsu Kaisen also got announced to have a collaboration with Tokyo Tower. I mean, me and Lou went. I was going to talk about Vemon as well, because Vemon wants to talk about our trip to Japan on one of these podcasts eventually. But we've went Tokyo Tower. I went twice. You went once last year. We were lucky enough to go when it was One Piece Tokyo Tower. I'm still so sad that is gone. You don't understand. That was like my favourite place in the world. That was such a fun place, man. But I was happy. I was lucky enough to go twice, and that's why I'd love to go and see. I really wanted to go when the Tokyo Skytree event was on for Final Fantasy VII. But I couldn't. But I'm sure, like, I want to see what merch and stuff comes out of the Jujutsu Kaisen one for Defo. And I'm loving all the collaboration with Jujutsu Kaisen right now. Like, all the new key arts and stuff that are coming out from it. All the pop-up shops. That pop-up shop looked great. That one in the plaza or whatever. I saw, like, the big posters and stuff and the cardboard cutouts and stuff. And, like, that pop-up shop, that looked fucking dope. But, yeah. Plan on going out there, hopefully, if COVID doesn't stop it in April. So, hopefully, it's still all the rave by then. So, I could maybe pick something up. But no, it looks really cool. I'm glad Jujutsu Kaisen's doing as well as it's doing, and I hope Mappa and all that team keep it up, because I'm sure the popularity will only rise from here. Anyway, I could, again, write about that all day. But also, I'll move on to next news about Demon Slayer. So, we've kind of done this every week now. I gave an update about how well the film's doing, because I'm still in disbelief about it, to be honest.
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop. The hype train does not stop. But yeah, the most recent report in Japan is that it's now like number 3 grossing film of all time. It's overtaken Frozen and Your Name in recent weeks. And also, well,
Your
final
Name I can understand, but Frozen.
I know,
masterpiece.
Yeah.
How?
Masterpiece.
So, for people like us, but Frozen was massive.
Like, yeah. Oh, it was. Yeah, no.
It doesn't hit our target group, but
yeah.
Frozen was such a massive film.
Indeed.
Worldwide.
Yeah. Animation-wise, like, it was still like
soundtrack,
pretty damn good.
The soundtrack,
yeah,
is like, for me, that is like one of the most recent like Disney films where the soundtrack is where I get hit. I like where at the time you'd hear it get played on like the radio.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That is true.
Like they actually made the song an actual release, like a single, like so.
Nice.
It was huge.
It was huge. My personal favourite from Disney is Nightmare Before Christmas, but I won't go into that.
Alright, that's a different
further
time. That's
further songs in that one.
We just thought of another tier list. Disney.
No, the two tier lists. No, but what is it? I'm using my S tier already. No, what do you call it?
On Mulan.
No, anyway, Demon Slayer. So the last volume's releasing, and we all expected to sell loads, and then apparently, I don't know if this is new, right? Because obviously I'm not reading it, so I'm trying to stay away from it. But I saw on Anime News Network that apparently it's adding a new epilogue chapter. So if that shit weren't selling before, which it already was, it's gonna fucking sell bucket loads now. Because, I mean, a new chapter at the end of everything. That's like, if they were like, okay, so the new Bleach edition, it's gonna have a chapter at the end which has a Kazooie and Ichikai moment or something. Like, like
it's the chapter.
Bro, I'll be importing that shit and translating it myself. Like, come on. Like,
translated it myself.
Yeah, I'll be on Google Translate. Like, right, what is that symbol? Like, I'll be reading it fully.
It'd be like they win.
Yeah, they win. Yeah.
Or their story would be like Ukiura comes back. He's a captain. This would be your storyline.
Imagine that the popularity got so high that the epilogue chapter at the end says we're continuing.
Hey, don't rule it out.
Yeah.
Don't rule it out. Especially with Demon Slayer. Don't like
Demon Slayer Shippuden, boys.
It's like the series 2, the new arc. Like it's a whole new storyline.
Oh man, no, but no. So that's gonna sell bucket loads as well. Demon Slayer, as Luke was saying, the hype train's never gonna stop. We've got this film.
No, like even when the film comes out, like all the people that buy the manga as they go with the anime, that will start, increasing the numbers again.
The anime isn't even like like season 2 hasn't been announced, but we fucking know it's coming. Like there's no way they're not making that. They're gonna adapt the whole thing. I mean, so
this is one thing I have to say. Like you have to credit the like the mangaka or author for like still sticking to like his timeline for the story.
Yeah.
So, like he could have quite easily have saw the popularity.
Yeah, it's so strange.
Like Shonen or someone could have told him, "All right, we want you to continue it for another 4 years."
Yeah, but he
didn't. He's sort of like, "This is my story." Like
it's so strange,
and he's ended it.
If there is any Demon Slayer fans watching now, I don't mean this offensively. In fact, I want to know your opinion on it. But the more I hear about it, like I don't know spoilers. This isn't like spoiler territory. But the more I hear people say about the ending, one, they say it's bad and disappointing. And two, I saw someone go as far to say, yeah, the whole second half was not good. So I'm like, wait, how? I'm like, because like me and Luca have said before, we're kind of hyped to see now why it's so popular, right? So unless this is like just a select few's opinion, overall I've heard about the ending being trash. But this one guy that said about like, yeah, the whole lead up to it was bad as well. I was like, I hope that's not true. But yeah, let us know what you think about Demon Slayer. Like without spoiler free, please. But I really want to know if that's like a general opinion. Because the only thing I've heard about they missed was the ending, which is weird to me. Because as you say, Lou, he stuck to his schedule. He stuck to his original plan, but it's still missed. Do you know what I mean? Like,
then same thing happened with Promised Neverland. Like how hard it's so hard to finish stories.
Yeah,
it's
I feel like I don't think they got cancelled per se. Promised Neverland, right?
No.
But I think by the time it kind of served its time. Like he knew it had to end. Kind of thing, or like Shonen Jump had maybe said to him, like those kind of series. I feel like that are successful for periods. They're but then obviously it went for like what was it like? I'm gonna butcher it, but I'm gonna say it went for about 3-4 years. That series in Jump. I think they kind of know their kind of time's up anyway. Like they start like dropping in their ratings polls and stuff like that. I'm not saying it wasn't like the ending he had originally planned. But stuff obviously can be adapted to like go quicker or like chapters here and there kind of thing. That one I don't know, like because it didn't reach the popularity as Demon Slayer. I can't say if he had got that popularity if he would have stopped it, right? So
True.
But that's not to say it wasn't a good series overall with a disappointing ending from the sounds.
I think it's just so easy I think it's a lot easier for someone to think up their main plot. So it's like, what is it actually about? That's your main plot.
Yeah,
How are you going to end it? It's so much harder. So I think that's why the ending is
the toughest thing to land.
Struggle
always,
because you have to make sure that it covers everything that you've created in your plot.
Yeah.
And then you have to try and make sure that you please everyone with your ending.
It's never going to happen, is it?
Dying or do you know what I mean? It's never going to happen. No. But then sometimes there's some stories that have completely ruined it.
Like the creator or whatever missed so hard that it's like not really anyone's happy. I mean, Last of Us 2.
You can go from having an amazing series, but your series story is only as good as its ending.
I'm still unhappy about Last of Us 2.
This is also it. It's I don't blame them entirely because the way I imagine it works is you have to pitch your idea.
Yeah.
But your idea is probably not as long as it ends up being because when you pitch it, you know that maybe it might get
cut.
Cut exactly. So you don't want to go all out on it.
Time Paradox Ghostwriter, I still miss you. Go
on. And then when it gets popular and you get asked to extend it, and you start having to change and mix things, that's where they probably get muddled up. So I do sympathise with them.
Yeah.
I also think that when they pitch it, I feel like certain ones, depending on, I think ones that Shonen Jump might see something in, they might say, okay, so maybe what happens if it becomes a lot more popular and we have to keep it? What's your extended story? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe
I've always wondered.
You might have to have this stuff sort of planned already with.
You would have thought about it, right? I'm guessing. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe Shonen have to know what your plan is after, and for something like maybe Promised Neverland or Demon Slayer, they thought, do you know what? Maybe Shonen Jump was like your additional bits that what you would have done if we extended it wouldn't have worked or wouldn't have been as good.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. It'd be interesting to know actually how the world of anime and stuff works. I think it works so different, with anime and mangas compared to any other
It's all those popularity lists, man, in Japan. It's all those popular.
I think I think it works differently to how someone would do a TV show or how someone would do a film. I don't think they are similar.
I don't know if you know how they rate it out there, Shonen Jump specifically. I can't say anything about other magazines, but basically they'll have a reader's reaction poll thing. I'm guessing it's online now. It used to be you could send it in. So on the thing you'd put in order what chapters you enjoyed the most. And
from
it was
week.
From that week, yeah. And then
it's always updated.
And that's the thing.
Week.
So I imagine, as an example, and I guess they have other stats now. So imagine the app, they look at how many people have read this and that kind of thing. I'm guessing. Yeah. So as an example, Time Paradox Ghostwriter, that I personally really enjoyed, right? Where it was going, but I'm guessing it just didn't hit in that Japanese audience, in those feedback polls and stuff. And because obviously it's new anyway, it wasn't going to get as many clicks as say My Hero, One Piece. So I guess they just kind of bailed out. And if it's true what they said about, say, Tokyo Shinobi Squad, where it looked really cool at the beginning, but then it kind of went a bit slow with the story, you can imagine, it probably definitely fell under My Hero and some new series and stuff. Because new series are more fresh.
I think it just had no depth. It's like what I said to you,
in the end, yeah.
Another thing.
That's just saying that manga's got
your character could look amazing, but if he's got no substance and the storyline has no substance, no one's going to find it entertaining to read.
Well, obviously I didn't read it, right? But that creator, he's got to take positives from that in terms of look at Tite Kubo.
His art's good,
right?
Tite
Kubo always had a cool art style, right? Even his old ones, in my opinion, always had this unique, cool art style. Made his characters look sick in Zombie Powder. But then he got disheartened because obviously it got sacked, I'm guessing, pretty early as well. And then And then I think it was Toriyama, the Dragon Ball creator, said like, it was a really good concept, stick with it. And then the next thing he created was Bleach, which went on to become which went on to compete with like One Piece and Naruto in the big three. So
it's even harder now because like, My Hero, One Piece, and JJK as well are all in the middle of.
You're not. You're not gonna. I can't imagine anyone getting above maybe Chainsaw Man, because I don't know if you've heard, but Chainsaw Man's entered its final arc now.
Yeah, I have seen that. Well, that's another one for like a new one to compete with,
So those, I can't see any new one competing with them four. I think they must see it as that. Like them for the top three for definite, right? Like JJK. Well, I say top three at the moment. I'm not saying JJK is like gonna be the best out of all the series, right? Because I know it's still, up for debate. To me, it is, right? But like to most readers, not. But at the moment, JJK is in a massive arc, the Shibuya incident. Then you got the Then you've got One Piece and My Hero. One Piece and My Hero are untouchable, right? Right now, both in their like peak arcs almost. And then JJK's in its war arc per se, like as you'd call it,
which I think is at the minute. I think is like
it's one of the best, if not the best.
Is like probably unbeatable as well. Like I can imagine
it's potentially gonna
very
be
popular out there.
Yeah, it's
like with the advertisement we've seen, like we saw in Shibuya.
It's potentially going to be that series is Marineford. That series, that arc, it potentially will be. But yeah, like it's massive, and so I can't imagine many series, especially new series, competing with them. They're not, right? And then Chainsaw Man entering its final arc, and it's got a lot of followers. Sorry, like following. It's new series aren't compete that, but they must see that and think, kind of thing. But then at the same time, they've only got so amount of slots, And then you got Black Clover, which is already basically, like, what do you call it? Like stamped in. Like that's not going anywhere soon. So
none of us read Black Clover, FYI, so we don't know what's going on.
No, we don't. But I imagine that's what I'm saying though. Is like My Hero can be on a down arc, right? Like, not down arc, but you know what I mean. Like
and then Black Clover is high.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is like My Hero ain't gonna get cancelled because it's taken an arc off. Do you know what I mean? Right. Like, and I think the same with Black Clover.
It's already made the point that it needs to continue because of its popularity.
From what I've heard, it sounds like My Hero, while Black Clover people have been hyping up lately, it's more of like a training arc right now. But even though it's a training arc and it's hitting, say, lower lows than JJK and that, it's never going to get fucking cancelled.
We're just talking in the sense of like new series.
That's tough to compete, because they're competing almost with each other. Like I said, that's what I'm saying is that they're cemented. Them 5 or 6 series are cemented.
If you're a slow burner, if you're a slow start to the story, and people are reading My Hero and JJK simultaneously, like there's no way your chapter's going to get picked for the best chapter of the week.
Absolutely, and that's what happened with Time Paradox, in my opinion. I think it had a really good build up for a story, but one I don't think and one I don't think the audience was right for it in Shonen Jump. I'm not saying like they're all immature, right? Because obviously we read it and stuff, kind of thing, like. Adults do read it, but in Japan and that as well, especially, it's like aimed at a teenage audience, right? Like that's why like Bleach and that were big. I got into it as a teenager, right? So their biggest audience is like teenagers, and they're not gonna like. If I was younger, I probably wouldn't have preferred that series to say a Bleach or Naruto or like as in this case like One Piece or My Hero, because I wanted the action, right? And that's what Shonen Jump is. So putting a story like that into Shonen Jump, it's tough. So, and again, because of the quality of them as well, you've got to have substance, like, with, as you said, with Tokyo Shinobi Squad as well. Like, they're just empty. So, I don't know how you do it, man, but sometimes, like, it will happen. I mean, but it's mad to think. I mean, a lot of hype's been around that reasonably new series now. Everyone thought it was going to get cancelled. It might still get cancelled this year, but it's doing well at the moment I think it's called Masley or something, and it's about, like, I think it's about wizards as well, like some magic shit. But no, I've heard more people talk about it recently. And I'm like, shit, I heard rumours about that getting cancelled, but apparently they made a massive comeback, so I'm like, fair.
The one that intrigues me the most is that Kyojin number 8.
that was good. I've only read the first few chapters. I haven't gone back to reading it, but the first few chapters were good. But again, that's the thing. As you said, can't have slow burners. That started off really fast. And so far, it's been pretty successful.
I was just gonna say this before when you were talking about like Black Clover having like a training arc, like a lot slower.
Yeah.
I feel like slower arcs are only less appreciated by maybe worldwide audiences, less than like.
Yeah, but what I mean is like you can't have say a slow.
Like I feel like
you can't. Really...
No. I know that's what I'm saying. Like you can't, but I'm saying that like I feel like it's more of a problem for the worldwide audience than the actual like Japanese audience.
Maybe.
Oh yeah,
I don't really agree with that.
I might agree with that. Like,
nah,
My Hero had like 5 episodes of a festival arc, and everyone lost their.
Yeah, because it's that's what I'm saying though. They're already cemented. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Like by that point, they're already cemented. There was already like one of the best-selling series out there. Like I'm saying, like if you start off and it's like a slow start, you can't do that. Like you can't. Like you can have these training arcs, but imagine say you're like a mid-table, right? Like you're not My Hero in the top 3 all the time, right? You're like 5th or 6th, and then you decide I'm gonna have a slow arc, and you drop to like 8th, 9th, 10th. Like you're getting cut, bro. Like that's just what's happening. Even if you had like a peak, you're getting cut. Like even if you had like 1 or 2 peaks in the top 3, you're getting cut if you like have a whole arc dedicated to that. But if you're a My Hero or something, then you're allowed that, unless you make the training arc interesting, because that can obviously also happen. I mean, My Hero technically is mostly a training arc, but they got away with that because they're an academia and they made it interesting.
It's in the name.
So. Yeah, and it's like, and that's the thing is like as you said before about the world building in that series, that's what interests people the most as well. Find it like even in training arcs. Oh, you found these new characters. Look at these cool quirks. People love that shit, you know. Like look at these cool new characters and things. Like you always getting introduced to new characters, stuff like that.
That's true.
But then
we'll save that conversation for when we do a arc roundup video in December at some point.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot to say on that topic.
No, definitely. But then like, it's like how I think about like they have all these. They have like interest in all these characters, but then that goes back to the ending thing, where like these big series, you're never gonna if you make a big series like My Hero, Bleach, whatever. If you make all these and you bring all these characters in, you're gonna get a fan, like especially if you're popular, of every single one of these characters, right? Yeah, and there's always gonna be ones that don't get as much love as others, and then that's always gonna be like one of the things. Like Naruto definitely done that, and a lot of fans have called out on that. Bleach has done that. Yep. I feel like it's done more love than most series, but still, like, people that love Shuhei and all that, like, after he's won fight, which to be fair is more than most people get in these big shonens, he didn't really do anything saying 1,000-Year Blood War and stuff like that. And, like, just characters like that, you know? So, like, that's another problem with big series, and, like, why I can imagine potentially Demon Slayer might have dropped off a bit. Or, like, series like that, as a prediction.
The good thing with Kubo is that at least he noticed that.
Yeah.
Like he noticed that fans wanted to see more from Shuhei, so that's why they like Can't For Your Own World was, I think, something that fans.
Yeah, that guy. I think his name Narita. Yeah, it's Narita.
Narita, yeah,
the creator of the novels. He really was good at looking at like the job roles and stuff, because basically Shuhei. Obviously, we knew he had a bunkai, so that was mysterious in itself. And he used the fact that he worked at the Serete Bulletin.
Yeah.
He used it all. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, actually, Can't For Your Own World's meant to be out tomorrow. The part 2. Just realised that.
Oh, yeah.
Shit. I hope I get that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope it does arrive in time. But anyway,
what's next?
I wanted to talk about I mentioned it earlier. Speaking of Bleach as well. Jump Festa, as predicted. I mean, we always knew it wasn't going to be like an event, but it got confirmed that there's going to be an online event for it, and it's called Jump Fest Island. Basically, it's like apparently I don't know if like we can attend, like being outside of Japan or whatever. But basically, you go on their site and you kind of can go around this virtual park and stuff.
Like Crunchyroll Expo.
Like the Crunchyroll Expo, right? Yeah. And I'm guessing they'll have like live showings and certain like.
Are we going Jump Festa, boys?
Oh, I want to go Jump Festa because it's gonna go down, man. I'm shitting you not, right? I'm thinking My Hero sent out a teaser right now. I'm thinking a teaser trailer by then, potentially for the film. And I'm thinking
you need a bigger one for the season as well.
Yep, season, and I think My Hero has a stage as well, just like Bleach and Burn the Witch. I think we're gonna get a confirmation or at least a time window for when Burn the Witch season 2 is coming out. Because I don't see what else it could be. Like why Burn the Witch would have a stage, if you know what I mean. It's got to be because, and also because of how tied in the manga and anime are. Like they're literally, if they keep the same as they've been doing, and it comes out at the same time, like
they're both up to date.
Yeah, so it's got to happen, right? I feel like that's going to get announced, and I feel like Bleach. Come on, man! If they keep, you've got to give us an update on the progress of the series in terms of like, is it going to get put off? I don't mind if it does, but I want to know. But I'm feeling that they're gonna we're gonna get a teaser. I'm feeling it. Please, my bones. I'm not ready. If that happens, I'm gonna just, oh my god. But I feel like we're gonna get like a teaser. I don't feel it'll be a massive teaser, like an actual full trailer, so like the full metal.
No, it'll be like
the Attack on Titan one. But it'll be like 10 seconds or something. It's gonna. That's still my biggest prediction for Jump Festa. But yeah, if I can get in there, if I can get on it, like if you're available, like just to go online and like anywhere worldwide, then I will be there.
Yeah. I think the trailer could easily just be showing Ichigo in the new animation. But I just see.
Oh no! I've already said my prediction so many times.
I know.
I always keep saying it. I always end up saying it. About it being like the first, basically, as you said, the first look you get of Ichigo in the Fighting Your Blood War is at the beginning with the guy looking up at him. So I thought that's gonna happen. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to the most. But yeah, I think that's basically it for the roundup with the news, unless I'm forgetting something. But I think I covered everything. I haven't got a list today, so this is kind of off the dome.
Ishida's new work.
Oh, Ishida, yeah, they got announced. He's completed a storyboard for a new series. Was it Chojiro or something? But no, Superhuman X is what its English name is. But yeah, it's meant to be coming out. Can't remember when it's coming out. I don't know if it even got announced. But like, yeah, apparently a new series coming out by Suri Ishida, Tokyo Ghoul's creator. So we'll be keeping an eye out for that. I'm sure that'll be good. Don't know if it's going to be like, with him, it might even just be like a short series, kind of like a weird short series. Yeah. The artwork looks very strange, but like it's still nice because it's Ishida's artwork.
It looks like it actually looks like one of the covers from Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's got those vibes definitely.
Like I can't remember which volume it is, but it actually looks like one of the volume covers.
This fucking geezer on the left's giving me some Berserk vibes, if I'm being real.
I mean, I can't, like, it's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it is weird. It's like, it's very Ishida. Very Ishida.
Yeah.
But, does it say on here? We can quickly check. Don't think it says. It just says that he has finished a storyboard for his next manga. And unveiled an image. So that could be coming out in like not soon. But it's coming out, and it's good that he's working out. Yeah. But no, it's good. I mean, usually when they announce something like that, it's not too long for like a manga per se. But yeah, that would be good. If anything, it will be a feast for the eyes. But no, other than that, I can't really think of any other news that I've missed this week. There was quite a lot, but oh, let's move on to the discussion, I suppose. We'll talk about, like, again, Jujutsu Kaisen. Absolutely killed it. With the Todo and stuff introduction. That was fire. I can't get over that. The Gumagumi fight and stuff. So far, I mean, I've said it before, but my biggest fear for the anime was the Gojo Infinite Void and a stat. So really, I have no worries for the rest of this series now, if I'm being honest. I feel like they are the ones to take it forward. I think it's a great adaptation.
Doing a really good adaptation now.
And like, with rereading it more and more.
And even the censorizing, like...
Oh, no, yeah, it's
there's
brilliant.
a lot more than I thought that would have been censored.
Yeah.
That's not been censored. That's still been quite
They added shit, man. Like, well, add it, right? But they added more gory bits.
The Gogo bit in the restaurant, like...
Oh, that bit was fucked. Yeah, that was...
Like,
that was messed up anyway, but they made that really messed up, like, visually in the anime, sorry.
Well, it's seeing the actual panic and, like, the fear on people's faces there.
That's like, and the...
it was horrifying.
Yeah. And even like the way he ripped off Gojo's head, I don't even remember it being that graphic in the manga, you know.
Yeah.
But they made that sick. I love that. And yeah, stuff like that they're adding in that. I have no qualms. I think MAPPA are doing a great job. I hope they continue for series after this. I know we're lucky enough to have them for 25 episodes, but hopefully we get them after that. As like a nosedive. Go
on. When I rewatched that episode.
Yep.
One thing that popped into my mind that I forgot to mention in the actual reaction to the video.
Right.
So obviously, you know, female characters in shonen is a big
talking point kind of thing. Yeah.
For many reasons, but I did for many reasons, but I did want to say that I did really like and I do really like both Nobara and Maki.
Yep.
As a duo, I think as a
I love their friendship, man. It's great. Like,
yeah, they're two very cool female characters.
Yeah, they are. JJK is very good female characters in my opinion. Gonna be.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask you boys because obviously you've read it.
Yeah. You
know.
Is it in the next? I don't know if it's the next episode or if
that potential gets fulfilled.
Yes. Yes. If the female character's potential get fulfilled, and so far it's a resounding yes.
Yeah.
And also, like, one of my probably my favourite female character is going to come in soon, but she's not going to do much yet. But I'm looking forward to seeing her. I think I can't remember if it's like very soon, like next episode, or if it's in a few episodes' time. I'll have to reread it because I can't remember when this chapter happened. Anyway.
Female character.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to think of your favorite female character is.
But I am looking forward to seeing her. She has an axe. No, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing her. Nobara and Maki, honestly, are brilliant characters as well. And Nobara is one of my favourite female leads.
I'm not too sure about Maki's sister at the moment.
Yeah, she gets some story, to be fair. I actually think the anime, with the short bits at the end, have added more to her character so far.
Yeah.
I don't mind her, but she's just like that kind of character, if you know what I mean. She's not meant to be like too nice.
Shiggy's voice actor, I don't know his name.
Oh, Inamaki.
Yeah, he went hard.
Like,
in his one word, he goes hard.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And the thing is like, you know what? I'm still looking forward to seeing more of him in terms of like how they're going to adapt him. Maybe that's what I'm most worried about. But so far, that was brilliant the way they done it. And as much as it hurts me that it was so quick, it makes sense because even in the manga, it's how you're reading it. Like there's the whole build up in the manga of like the Megumi versus Todo. And then there's just one panel where you just see his mouth and like a blacked out speech bubble, and it's just like don't move, and then everything just stops.
So perfect.
It's so good, yeah. And then he just goes back.
I can't think of another voice that I would rather have.
No, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's perfection. Like a great one. I'm scared of what they do with the dub, honestly. Oh my god. So far, thoughts on the dub so far? Yuji is a passing grade. For me, like it's okay. I watched like the first episode because it got shown the other day, and Megumi is completely off the mark, in my opinion. Like I don't know. I don't know who they are. Like I just watched it the other day. I'm just going with like what thing. I could search it up. I think it is a good voice actor, right? I think it is a good one. But I just didn't match it for me. I'm looking forward to seeing who voices Gojo and stuff though. But yeah, it didn't match it for me. But maybe it'll grow on me when I watch some more of it. You know, I don't think Yuji's was terrible. You know, like sometimes it's tough. Anyway, once you've watched something in sub or in another, you know, with another voice, like you get attached to that voice.
It's like
so dub. It always sounds wrong. Yeah, like dub and sub kind of thing. Like it sounds wrong in my head. But to me, Yuji got a passing grade. It was decent. It's weird, isn't it? Because like when I watch dub sometimes, they're like shouting and shit. It really sounds cringe in my head. But I'm like, well, that's what they're doing in the Japanese dub. I just don't know what they're saying. I'm reading it in my own way, I guess, in my head. But like I said, Yuji got like I think he done all right, and Megumi I didn't really think matched the character, but still a good voice actor though. Still a good quality voice actor. But yeah, I've
the English language is just too crass. I think for big emotional
Yeah, it's
dialogues.
Hard. And like, I'm not saying like dub voice actors are bad. Obviously, just to get in, it's tough enough, right? So I respect him a lot, and like I love some dubs. I love most of the dub voice actors. Like, I think a lot of the ones. One of the people that works on this is like, not Ray Chase, someone else. He does like Akeshi's voice, right? From Persona 5, and I love him as Akechi because that's what I watched first, right? But then I don't know if it will match up to the character who's doing JJK. So it's stuff like that, you know. And as you say, it's so hard, in my opinion, to like match emotion. For some reason, I just can't do it with English dub sometimes. With Bleach, I can though. This is what I don't understand in my brain. Like when I hear like Luffy's voice actor, which I've never really liked, if I'm being honest, like English dub wise. In the One Piece one, when he's screaming something emotional, if it's Japanese, I'm crying, mate. And if it's fucking English, I'm cringing. So I don't know why this function happens in my head, because I'm not saying anything different, you know. I just think it's like, as you say, potentially like just the way the English language is. I don't know, like the way it sounds in my head. It just seems like they shout too much, almost. Like it always feels like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm gonna get the dub lovers in my comments now.
Don't be getting hate.
Yeah, I want to be getting hate. I don't hate dub. Okay, I'm not one of them people. I promise you, I'm not a dub hater. I just some I like, some I don't.
The sub is better. Yes, let's move on.
It is, yeah, it is better. I can't disagree with that one. Anyway, if I was gonna say go double the show, sub all the shows, it's always sub.
Yeah.
For anime,
safe.
Obviously. But yeah. Anyway, what else did we watch this week? We haven't watched Haikyuu yet. Which is a shit. We are going to be doing that though eventually.
Sore subject.
I want to watch it so fucking bad, man. Anyway.
Volleyball go burr.
I fucking hate you so much. Everyone, if anyone's watching this, right, I'm sorry we don't have a Haikyuu section for you Haikyuu fans, but just send hate to Luca and send all your anger towards Luca. Get him kicked off the podcast. What else? I don't know. How's your Black Clover going, Luca? Have you read much this week? I know you've been.
I haven't watched much since the last podcast where I finished the big arc.
That can lead into what I was going to talk about.
Yeah, it's just sort of setting up the next big arc, I think.
Yeah.
Although off the bat, I am quite sad because I don't think I'm going to see Yuno for a very long time. So yeah, there's that.
That is
anyway,
sad. I know how much you love that boy.
Yeah.
But lead into that.
Not much on my front.
Why we haven't had a lot of time as well. Obviously, if you haven't been under a rock, you know that the PS5 come out. I was meant to go on here and talk about it with Emon, but he's not here. But I thought I'd talk about it anyway. A great console. I mean, the load times are ridiculous, as people have already seen. If you're not been under a rock, everyone's just talking about load times and stuff. I've played Spider-Man Miles Morales. Haven't had a chance to play Demon's Souls yet, but I do plan to. But so far, Spider-Man Miles Morales was an absolute treat. What a great exclusive game, man. I'm so ready for Spider-Man 2. I'm looking forward to you playing it, Lou. I think you'll really like it.
I know I'm going to like it. It's just when I can actually get PS5.
5, yeah. Get it on PS4, man. I know it sounds bad, right? But I just want you to see the ending.
You can cross it over later, can't you? Anyway.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, you get a free
upgrade. You can upgrade. Yeah, you get the upgrade.
Okay, yeah, we might have to do that.
To be honest, I know it sounds bad because I was like, because obviously Peter Parker got a new face, right? A bit weird. I got used to it in the game. Still prefer the other one, but I don't mind him too much, kind of thing. The new one. He's not bad, but basically you can get the remastered Spider-Man, right? But you can only get in deluxe edition. But basically on the game, when you load up Miles Morales, you can upgrade it to that for £20. So basically you can pay £20 to get the remastered Spider-Man. I might do it because I'm in such a Spider-Man mood now. But I don't know yet. I'm debating it. But no, he wasn't. And also so I can play through the whole game and get used to his damn face. But no, he done well. To be fair to that guy, like he actually the face did match, in my opinion. But
it looks a bit like Tom Holland, doesn't it?
Yeah, and also, do you know who voices him?
No.
Yuri Lowenford. Sorry if I butchered that last name. But his name's Yuri, whatever. I can't remember. He voiced someone else really big, like another like anime character or something. Anyway.
I recognise the name.
Yeah, he's really popular. And it actually looks more like him now, right? Like the face itself. And that's what loads of people have pointed out as well. So I'm like, and it's good because it.
What was he in?
I don't know. I can't remember. He was in something major, like one of the main characters in something like Double, whatever. But obviously Spider-Man as well. But they were saying like it might help in future games potentially. Like it matches his actual like emotion per se, kind of thing that he's trying to portray as the voice actor kind of thing. So it makes sense, I guess. But then at the same time, everyone got so used to the other face and loved that Peter Parker. That's a shame they just got kind of taken. But it is what it is. He's not a bad replacement by any means. Is what I'm trying to say. Miles Morales is amazing. I love Miles Morales. I really want to start reading the comics about him. But I feel bad reading. If I start reading Spider-Man comics, but I start with Miles Morales, I would feel bad.
Hate him on Peter.
I don't hate Peter, right? But Miles Morales just seems much more interesting to me. Okay.
He's got better powers.
Also, yeah, this is the fun thing, right? It's like story-wise, okay. Miles Morales is like a quick review type thing, right? Story-wise, very good, but shorter, as we've already said before, the kind of thing. So it's not, in my opinion, as good as like the first one. Not just because it's shorter. I think for a condensed story, it was amazing, right? Still like a 8, 9 out of 10 story, I'd say 8.5. But I love the original story because there was so much to it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I feel that's what we're going to get with Spider-Man 2 when it eventually releases. So story-wise, I'd say the original is superior, right? But gameplay-wise, man, I'm not saying like it's a major upgrade, like next level, right? But the Miles powers and stuff, man, are so sick. Oh my god! Like I'm still find it satisfying when like I'm surrounded by enemies and I do that little thing he done in that trailer when when it originally got announced where you can jump them all into the air with your electric and like beat the shit out of them in the air because they're all static. It's like that shit is so cool, man, and shit like that. And I'm like, how am I gonna go? Well, the thing is though, he hasn't got the he has got some gadgets, but he hasn't got like as many gadgets as Peter did. Like the whole one thing that I missed because I used to really like it was the do you know that the web shoot, but it's like really powerful, so it can like stick them straight to walls and stuff. He like doesn't have that and things like that. He does have some cool replacements though. He has like a clone thing, but Peter gave that to him. But like you can summon not clones of yourself, but like these weird holographic weird model things to fight with you. It's weird. So some of them are kind of cool. Lou's gone. Oh no, his connection timed out. But no, they're cool. But so yeah, I'd say gameplay wise, definite improvement. Maybe not as big. Maybe not like a massive improvement. I'd still overall say the original Spider-Man was the overall better game. But I think that goes to say anyway. But in terms of showing off like how good it can look and how cool it's going to look like the next one, done it perfectly. And the fact that I got to play as Miles Morales was enough for me. I hope we get a few gameplay segments with him in the next one.
I'm surprised you think the first one was better.
Well, just overall because of how many like it's so tough because I really enjoyed both. Right, I'm comparing like 2 9 out of 10 games right now in my head. Like they're both 9 out of 10 in my head, in my opinion. But I say like Spider-Man, the original one, kind of edges it. But that's because the story was so cool. Like, with all the
story was so good.
All the villains and stuff, you know.
And the villains were really good.
Yeah,
Dr. Octopus was really good. Like they were all portrayed so well.
Like I like in Miles Morales the villains. I do. I really do. I can't say too much about them without spoiling stuff. But I really like the villains in that, and I like how much. No, I can't even say it, but yeah, I like the villains. Okay.
Is it set up the same in terms of like all the side quests and street missions and stuff?
Yeah, but not as many, I don't think, does it?
Not as many, right? Also, there's a new thing which I think they're going to put in the next one, which I think is cool. Also, you know what? One thing that actually does make a massive plus to Miles Morales, in my opinion, fucking Ganke, man, your best friend. he's fucking brilliant. I love Ganke so much. I hope I get him. Huh? Yeah. He's basically that,
He
right?
reminds me of Ned. He's
Yeah.
basically Ned.
He's basically Ned. Yeah, for Miles.
Yeah.
But he's so funny, man. I love Genki. He shot that up like he might even shoot it better than the original Spider-Man if he was in that one. But no, Genki's like a real bro. I like him a lot. But yeah, basically, speaking about Genki, they create an app, which basically people can request, they can request your services or like your thing or whatever kind of thing, like your help. So that's how they do the side missions now. So you can swipe left on the touchpad and your phone comes up, and you can accept like little side quests. Sometimes they get requests for like big things. Sometimes it's smaller things. All in all, in my opinion, like it really helps with the all-round like friendly neighborhood kind of vibe, like Spider-Man kind of vibe. Which is why, like in my opinion, I know a lot of people said about it, like the side mission thing in the last game was a bit tedious and stuff. Which I agree. Maybe they could have done it a little bit better. But it was Spider-Man, right? Like that's what he does. He goes around New York and solves problems. I say beats the shit out of people that are bad, right?
That's his day-to-day life.
Yeah, so I'm like, I understand at the end of the game when you've put like fucking God knows how many hours into it, like 20 to 40 hours, it can be a bit tedious. I can get that, but at the same time, that's part of Spider-Man, right? Like, I still really like it personally.
It makes up for, I still loved it. Going for the 100% was a grind towards the end, but
that's what I mean though. Like,
if you did it while you were doing the story.
Shut up. It was just the feel of it. Like it really made you feel like quite epic. Like so you actually enjoyed doing those tedious tasks.
And this is it.
Quite a lot.
And I loved it in Miles Morales because they really focus. I'm glad they did on you being new at the start, but more experienced and like more proven at the end. Like at the beginning of the game, you're swinging around, but you're kind of a bit more clumsy. And you still aren't like the same kind of fluid swinging as you are as Peter in the first one, but you're like a lot more improved and confident by the end, which I think is a really cool touch and stuff like that. And like, because obviously Miles gets a lot more responsibility in that game, but again, they've introduced him and so many of his like family and stuff and the characters around him that I'm like, you've got to include him in the next game. Like, I mean, like. Actually give him like a full. I really hope we get to play as him. Basically, I hope we get to play as him. Obviously, it's going to be Peter mainly, but I hope we get bits with him.
Speaking of playing as, how's the controller, by the way?
Fantastic. To be honest with you, I can't lie. It's, I think I didn't even mind the PS4 controller, right? But I think it's actually a massive improvement. The I've got it right here, by the way. But the triggers are what do my head in, right? Because they're called. I didn't realise why they were called adaptive triggers. I think they adapt to what game you're playing. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. So like, basically, right now, it's really easy, right? Like to flick down. But like, I was playing that what do you call it? Astro's Playground, because it's like the one you got with the PS5. And it's meant to basically be there to show off the controller, right? So like you do all the DualSense things. But it changes. So like, say you're playing COD, right? And you're pulling the trigger for a gun, it will stop here, and then you've got to push down. So like, it's hard to explain without you like playing it, right?
It adjusts itself.
Yeah, it adjusts itself. Yeah, like so when I'm playing Spider,
how much tension it has.
Yeah. So like, it's like, but basically there's like a little thing, and it's like when I'm playing Spider-Man, even it's like you get about halfway, and it requires you to push a bit more to get down, rather than just
That would feel really good for like a car game, I reckon.
Yeah, and I'll send it to you in a minute, actually, Luca, because I was meant to send it to you anyway. But a guy showed it off in this video of COD, and to show how it's meant to be, where like he's holding R2 down like here, like halfway down, and the gun isn't going, but he pulls the trigger per se, like pushes it all the way, like a little click thing, and it fires.
I guess it would help, maybe like. Preparing for stuff. Like, I can see that.
That's the only thing. I don't know if it actually help in terms of online gameplay, but it's just a cute little thing they added in the stuff. Also, the vibrations are really weird. Like they're creepy, right? Like I don't know if you've seen anyone play Astro's Playground or anything, right? But like it's like there's a bit where like, at the beginning where the name comes off across the screen, and the kind of like it feels like it's going across the back of the controller and stuff like that. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of Miles Morales, like the intro screen, I don't know if you've seen it, is him on like on a subway train, right?
Yeah.
And when you press new game, it starts going, but it feels like an underground, right? Like it feels like the doof, doof, doof kind of thing. And I'm like, that's fucking weird, man. It's not like normal vibrate, it's fucking weird. But yeah, I enjoy the controller. I think that's obviously that stuff is clever about it, kind of thing. But overall, yeah, the feel of it's fine. I think that the sticks are good.
4D cinema experience. The next one is going to be blowing water and wind in your face.
There's going to be a little monitor on it.
When you're burning in a game, the controller's going to light up.
Well, that Astro's
yeah.
That Astro thing, right, had me like, so like it has a built-in mic, right? And like it had me like blowing in it to like do stuff, like blow air and shit. It was fucking weird. Although I can actually do it on mine because I had my mic in.
So is this that like Dog Tendo? What was that game called?
Nintendo. I just turned it on.
Nintendo. That's it.
No, and then it was.
No, I don't know. Shut up.
Nintendo. The greatest thing to come out of our podcast is Dog Tendo.
I'm fucking dumb. But very nice.
I would say edit that out, but no one is going to actually do that.
Oh yeah,
so.
that's staying.
That's on the internet now. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's up there now.
Look, one game I'm actually really hyped for next gen in general it is Dog Tendo 2, yeah. And
on the Switch.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's why Lucas bought a Switch. He wants Dog Tendo.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, that was what I was going to say as well. Brilliant. I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk as well now. The more I see about it. I'm trying not to watch it too much because it's overhyped, right? I'm not as overhyped as everyone else is. But the more I see it, the more I'm like, that could be a really sick game.
I have avoided it quite a lot for the purpose of not getting overhyped.
Yeah. I've avoided a lot, but I can't lie, even like a trailer come up when I was watching YouTube the other day. And it's only like 10 seconds, I was like, that game looks so much better than when I last saw it even. I was like,
I've been
waiting.
I've been waiting for this game ever since Ciri in The Witcher 3 said she went to a world with flying cars and shit.
Yeah. Have you heard they've announced that, or apparently he said that they're definitely not going to have a Ciri reference? I'm like, what the fuck?
Are they not?
Apparently not. Apparently they said the creator said
it now.
Oh, I'm not even going to get it then.
Oh,
fuck you.
I must admit, even I was like, I didn't even know about that. But when I heard about that, I was like, that's so interesting. And he was like, yeah, we're not linking it. And it was like, the fuck's the point then? What the fuck else has flying cars? Anyway,
he could be doing
You've stopped The Witcher having another game to make Cyberpunk, and it's not even going to have any relation to The Witcher.
Yeah, I know.
Also, please, for the love of God, From Software, unleash Bloodborne. Please, for the love of God, release a remaster, or please make Bloodborne 2.
Just do something.
I'm begging you from my soul. I want to replay that game. I'm going to replay it anyway, even though they haven't fucking updated it anyway. Final Fantasy VII Remake looks fucking amazing in it, though. Anyway, put it out there. But
what a surprise.
It's on sale.
Luke, have you bought it
Black Friday.
Yeah, also, Lou, it's on Black Friday sale. You want to figure out?
I've already got it.
I mean Luca, not Luke, sorry.
I just spent a lot of money on a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, so. This boy, everyone's out here buying PS5s, and he's like, nah, Switch is for me. And to be fair, I fully agree. Fire Emblem he got, and I'm still Dog Tendo as well, and I'm still
I hate this.
The spin-off Cat Tendo is about to be fucking fire, bro.
That's on
Goldfish
Tendo.
That's just a smartphone app, bro. No,
I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I hear Tendo now, I think of IQ. So I feel like it's some sort of weird.
What a character! No,
it's Tendo, but wearing a dog outfit. That's what I can think of.
Wait until they release Tendo.
Tendo.
Wow.
My wet dream. No, what was it? Fucking.
Lewis will be blowing really hard.
Oh my god. Oh, dude. No, what was it? I was gonna say Fire Emblem. Very good game. I would say my favourite game on Switch, if I'm being 100% honest. So a very good game to start with. Hopefully,
Why
it's
would you
ruining
lie?
it. Huh?
You said 100% honest, as if you were going to lie about something.
Nah, like, that game is so fucking good, man. Like, I love Zelda Breath of the Wild. That's my second favourite. And I think Zelda Breath of the Wild is more of a unique and, like, groundbreaking game in its own sense. Not saying that. I think critically it's better. But for what one I enjoyed the most and, like, just had such a blast with it was Fire Emblem. That game is so fucking good.
Yeah, I'm already enjoying it quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a medieval setting, so
yeah, I think you'll really like it. Honestly, I've tried not to spoil too much of it. I've had it for a while, obviously, and you've been wanting to play it since I was playing it and stuff. So I'm glad you finally get the chance. But all 3 stories. Well, there's 4 stories. I still need to do the 4th one, the last route. But I've done the main 3, like the things. That they're all so good in their own way. I'm personally a Blue Lion supporter. But
you've supported every single house in that game at some point.
Well, yeah, that's called playing all 3 of the routes, look. That's what I just said. No, but yeah, I know what you mean. When I started Black Eagles, I was like 4 Black Eagles.
You were like, Claude is my...
But I always thought Claude was my favourite, and then Dimitri came along in that 3rd playthrough where I was like, oh, let's do the most boring house now. And then I fell in love, and now I've never looked back.
You know what that is? You know what they call that? Recency bias.
No, it's not. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because
I think that if you went back to Claude now...
Nah. No, because this is what I was literally about to say.
What about Edelgard?
Nah. Definitely not now. But, like... This is what I was saying, though, is, like, even... I always like Claude, right? Personally, for me, this isn't me saying... I said all the stories are good, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. I think, for definite, I've got a different opinion to most people, because a lot of people really liked it. But my personal order, like favourite, was Blue Lions, Black Eagles, and then Golden Deer. For story. But they're all amazing in their own way, and a lot of people's favourites is Golden Deer, which is completely understandable. Completely understandable. Got the best soundtrack of all time. Now, one of my favourite soundtracks of all time is in that Golden Deer route, and in that Golden Deer route only. And yeah, when that hit, that hit harder than most soundtracks. I can't lie, because I just didn't see it coming.
And you said that the Blue Lions at the start seemed the most boring to you.
Well,
but,
yeah, the whole way through.
To me, they're the most appealing.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's what I mean. And the thing is, you playing it a different order to me will be very interesting, because I know people that hated certain characters after their first playthrough and then softened up to them, whereas for me, like, it was like the opposite, right? So it's a tough one. But I didn't expect to like Dimitri as much as I did. I think he's brilliant. I like my favourite character in that series is Felix. I understand most people, including Luke, are probably going to slate me for that.
He doesn't seem too bad.
He's not too bad, and I like a lot of his interactions, because he tries so hard to be the edgy guy kind of thing.
Luke's going to hate Ignatz.
I'm about to hate on Ignatz, but I feel bad for Ignatz supporters, because then they have to support him. But
I don't like the Ferdinand geezer at the moment. I've only played like
I was always
2-3 Rome
I was
events,
always with not always with Ferdinand, but I was always, because I had him on my first playthrough, I never minded him too much, and ever since those memes come out about I am Ferdinand von Ayer, that shit still kills me. I love it. So he's always up there for me. But yeah, I know what you mean. I can see why you would dislike him. It's kind of like when I first played it,
just randomly appears and whispers in your ear, "I'm going to be the next prime minister."
That leaves. Be careful if you find a T set, he's probably. No, what was it? So, but as in like a counteract, say I didn't like him until the end. I didn't really like Sylvain. Too much.
Oh, Sylvain's alright.
But Sylvain, like, I just thought he was kind of meh. But then I played the Blue Lions, and I really liked Sylvain.
Yeah, I don't mind him at the start. He's got he's a womanizer, but he's quite funny.
Funny. No, yeah. He's always had that comedic sense to him. But then I thought he was pretty stereotypical. But then you get more of these, like, because imagine, right? So I had some Sylvain. I can't remember what they're called now. The interactions, right? I had some Sylvain interactions in my Black Eagle route, but I didn't have them all. I didn't have them all with characters in the Blue Lions, and they're much different, dependent kind of thing. And like, the best one for me for them is Sylvain and Felix. They've got a brilliant confidant quest line. I think I've just mixed up Persona, but yeah, they've got a brilliant what do you call it? A brilliant little storyline between them and stuff like that. And a lot of the Blue Lions do, which is one of the reasons why they're my favourites, because they're all kind of connected in a way.
Yeah, they do keep saying that. Okay, so Dimitri, Sylvain, Felix, and Ingrid, I think.
Yep.
Like they all grew up together, so they're like, all, a squad. And then the Doo guy is like Dimitri's right-hand man or muscle or whatever.
Yeah, I have mixed opinions on Ingrid. I don't.
And then there's.
I don't think she's a nice person.
And Mercedes.
Mercedes is great.
More like side characters to the rest of the group.
Them two are like almost like a little thing on their own. And Mercedes, they're like a little duo. They are great. Say again?
I was gonna say, what's the girl who is like a hermit?
Oh, Bernadette from Black Eagles.
Yeah, she's funny.
Have you spoke to her yet, Luca? Because you can find her in like a door. Like she doesn't actually come out
first. She was outside and then she ran in, and then I tried to tell her there was cake outside, but she wouldn't come outside.
Yeah, that was she was my favourite archer. Like, I think she's the best archer in my opinion. It was like a debate between Shamir and Bernadette, but I think Bernadette for me, she just always landed crits for me.
What about Claude?
Claude. Oh yeah, Claude probably the best archer in terms of that. Claude they're always OP. Ignatz is the worst archer in my opinion. Well, unless you actually take someone who's not meant to be an archer at all. He's the worst archer in my opinion.
I really like from the deer. I like Lycynthia.
Lycynthia's fucking overpowered as fuck.
Broken.
She is broken. Yeah. She's like the epitome of a glass cannon, but boy, does that glass cannon hit hard.
Like, she does so much damage.
She's so dumb, but brilliant at the same time. She's also got very good relationship lines, kind of thing. She's got very good like little friendships with people because her story is very good. I'm trying to think now. There was something else when you said that. I like Marianne as well from the Golden Deer as well.
Yeah.
Great character.
Yeah, I like Marianne.
Probably my favourite white mage. Like in terms of like healer, yeah. Probably my favourite in terms of like buffs and stuff. But yeah, I could talk about this all day for fuck's sake. Now it's gone to like Fire Emblem podcast. What the fuck? But yeah, I look forward to Luca playing it. If you own a Switch and you don't have Fire Emblem, treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Fantastic game.
I'm even debating going back to it ever since Luca started talking about it again. I forced myself to stop playing it, put it that way. Because I was like, right, there's all these other games and stuff. Yeah, it's over my life, and I was like, right, there's all these other games, I can always come back to it. And because I know how addicted I will get to it once I start playing it again, I've always kept putting it off, because I'm like, I should do this first, I should play that first. But I think I'm going to finally go back to it. After Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which I haven't got around to because of Spider-Man.
This guy bought PS5 and then also got Hyrule Warriors.
Got to support the boys, and I'm hearing really good things. I really want to play it, but I want to finish off Spider-Man first, like Platinum and that. Anyway, that's a personal thing. Anyway, let us know what you've been playing recently. Let us know if you've got a PS5. What are your initial thoughts on it? What games are you most looking forward to playing? And also, if you have any opinions on Demon's Souls, please let me know, because I'm really debating picking it up and stuff as like a Bloodborne fan. But I never played the original Demon's Souls. But shit, that looks like it belongs in the PS7. That shit's crazy. But now looking forward to it. Please let us know what you think about any of the subjects we spoke about today. If you did enjoy this, then please consider subscribing. We'll do this Fillersophical podcast every week. We're aiming to do it every Wednesday or Thursday. Well, we're doing it on Wednesday now, but it might be uploaded on Thursday, but we'll see. But yeah, if you did enjoy it, as I said, consider subscribing to stay up to date with that. We do reactions to anime episodes, as you can probably tell by the other videos and our channel name, Talk Time Anime, we react to them. We've been doing Jujutsu Kaisen and Haikyuu recently, and we've been doing reviews of One Piece and My Hero every week. So if any of that interests you, please check it out in the channel and consider liking if you enjoy any, and consider subscribing to stay up to date with any releases. Other than that, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Fillersophical podcast, and we hope to see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.